Welcome to the Tell Us Ellis podcast.
All right, I'm doing something I haven't done before, and that is go live on YouTube on a podcast. This is kind of a test run, so if the dogs bark, which is very likely, or if something goes wrong, which is also very likely, at least you know that it's live and there's nothing I can do about it. But testing it out, and I thought I would do so because tonight is Saturday night's main event for WWE, and I thought I would do a little preview of the show. Before I do that, I want to just go over some events from yesterday and some news from yesterday, starting with WWE Smackdown last night. The main story last night was that Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn fought in a match because Sami was complaining about never getting an opportunity. Cody was tired of hearing about it, so he just said, let's fight tonight. And the match itself was the kind of slow build that Sami Zayn matches usually become. Cody dumped off the apron onto the announce table early by Sami Zayn. He injured his left knee for the duration, or was working with an injured knee. Sami working the leg with a figure four and a Blue Thunder bomb that Cody kicked out of. And then Cody hits a disaster kick. And then, of course, Gunther comes down, interfering in the match. You knew it would happen. Gunther attacked Cody. Sami kicked Gunther off the apron, allowing Cody to recover and hit his crossroads on Sami for the win. So, kind of familiar story. A heel run-in protects the babyface. The babyface goes over clean. Story continues. Except Gunther didn't leave. He came back in and went after Cody again, and this time Sami didn't move. He watched. Sami stood at ringside while Gunther choked Cody unconscious and then walked out. So this is a different side of Sami Zayn. We've seen it coming for a couple weeks now. This heel turn, well, this kind of cemented it. The setup had been there all night, a backstage segment where Sami offered Cody help against Gunther, and Cody declined with a clipped thanks but no thanks. Sami in a hallway scene complaining to Nick Aldis about not having a match. Sami calling Cody the golden boy within Cody's earshot. And then Sami crossing paths with Johnny Gargano lying motionless on a table, and Sami trying to talk to him anyway. The Cody-Sami friendship has been quietly fraying for months, and Friday is when it broke. So Cody Gunther at Clash in Italy on May 31st is now a different match than it was on Thursday. The question of where Sami goes from here, heel turn, slow burn resentment arc, you kind of name it. We'll see what happens. So pretty interesting stuff going on. Before I get into the other matches of the night, let me just cover some news first. Asuka clarified her WWE status this week. She's still signed, but appearances will be rare, is the message she gave. In a video posted to YouTube, Asuka confirmed she remains under WWE contract and described her absence as a personal matter. She informed the company about it in advance, consistent with earlier reporting that her time off is unrelated to the recent talent cuts. She said, if you ever catch a glimpse of me, you better cherish it because it is going to be rare. Notably, there was no retirement language in there. She framed future appearances as occasional rather than concluded. Other news, Jim Ross, great WWE announcer, AEW announcer. He goes way, way back. He is undergoing tests for Alzheimer's and dementia. On his podcast with Conrad Thompson, Ross said his neurologist has ordered a battery of tests after raising concerns about dementia or Alzheimer's. Ross said, what the hell are you going to do about it? There's not a cure. If there's meds I should be taking preventatively, tell me what they are and I'll do it. Ross said he feels fine and added characteristically that he's getting old as blank. I'll leave that blank. He had previously said Double or Nothing this weekend would be his next big AEW event, but AEW has not announced him for the broadcast as of yet. In other news, Tony Khan eyes a July pay-per-view and also addresses Willow Nightingale's injury and his 2027 plans. Three things from Tony Khan's Double or Nothing media call. One, he's exploring an additional July pay-per-view, which he better announce soon. I mean, we're already on, May 23rd. But that pay-per-view would fill the gap between Forbidden Door on June 28th and All In on August 30th. But only if it's additive, he said. It's not just going to be something to be thrown out there. Number two, he said on Willow Nightingale's shoulder injury, it's terrible news. She's out multiple shows, and the TBS title picture will be addressed after Double or Nothing. And then third, he said All In 2027's location is still to be determined between Wembley and American soil. With WrestleMania going to Saudi Arabia, there might be an opportunity to do something that same weekend in the United States. It'll be really interesting to see what he does there. In other news, My AEW, the streaming platform for AEW, has added its first independent promotion, 1FW. QT Marshall, who works for AEW, it's his promotion called One Fall Wrestling, 1FW. It's based in McDonough, Georgia. It becomes the first indie added to My AEW. Episodes will be free to access. The move comes as AEW continues to pull away from the troubled Triller TV and signals that My AEW could become a streaming home for indie promotions currently airing on Triller TV. Pretty interesting. 1FW runs weekly events across Georgia and has featured AEW and Ring of Honor talent, including Paul White, Billy Gunn, Jay Lethal, MJF, and The Frat House. So interesting news there. WWE is producing a Made in America documentary that lands on the USA Network for the America 250. USA will air the documentary following the May 29th Smackdown, with additional airings through June and on July 4th. Joe Tessitore hosts, Lillian Garcia performs America the Beautiful. Talking heads include Triple H, Cody Rhodes, Sergeant Slaughter, The Undertaker, Javon Evans, and Jimmy Hart. The trailer also features rarely seen archive footage, including an interview with the late Hulk Hogan. Some pretty interesting stuff there. Other news from today, Athena on her forever rival Asuka in a fightful media scrum said, I have to have one more match eventually with Asuka. I hope this isn't it. She calls her the epitome of legendary. Drew McIntyre is advertised for next Friday's SmackDown in Barcelona. His first WWE appearance since dropping to Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania. Filming on the Highlander reboot continues, but appears to be flexing. Darby Allin is engaged and getting married after this summer's pay-per-view. Reconnected with a high school friend, proposed on top of Mount Everest, and will be getting married. Sad news, Kyle Busch, the NASCAR Cup Series champion who guest host Raw in 2009 and won the WWE 24/7 championship from R-Truth, died at age 41 following a sudden illness. The WWE recognized him on their website. Tony Khan would welcome Ronda Rousey back to AEW. Rousey said after the Carano MMA fight, she was done fighting and wanted more children. Khan says he's ready whenever. WWE is reportedly enforcing name changes for WWE ID talent. Starboy Charlie is becoming Chaz Starboy Hall. Aricia Damia is becoming Anya Rune. Mike Cunningham is becoming Max Abrams. Jerry L. Rivera is now Santi Rivera. And Jimmy House is now CJ Valor. Notorious Mimi is now Sloane Jacobs. So sounds like they are requiring those folks to make permanent name changes as part of the ID program. And then finally, Mads Kruger has departed Major League Wrestling. This comes on the heels of Major League Wrestling going back on the air for their regular show, Fusion, that's going to premiere, I believe it's May 30th, May 31st. Several other roster departures from the promotion are reportedly in motion as well. They may be pairing their roster as they get back to TV, but we will see. All right, now let's just go over Friday Night SmackDown results. I already talked about the Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn segment at the beginning. Again, Cody Rhodes wins by pinfall, gets attacked by Gunther after the match. Sami lets it happen, does not interfere. I'm sure that will be carried forward. That was a non-title match. In other matches on the card, Shinsuke Nakamura fought Tala Tonga, and Solo Sikoa was at ringside. He distracted Shinsuke, allowing Tala to recover, hit the power slam, and pin. After the match, Tama Tonga lays out Shinsuke himself. Those two had been talking. There was thought that maybe Tama is going to flip and be partners with Shinsuke and move out of My Family Tree, but he laid out Shinsuke himself, showing a loyal sign to Solo. Damian Priest did then come in the ring with a chair to break things up. Tiffany Stratton held a U.S. Open Challenge match, a women's U.S. Championship Open Challenge match that was answered by Lash legend. During the match, Chelsea Green, who's kind of been annoyingly trying to be friends with Tiffany Stratton, but she came down to support Stratton, ends up kicking Nia Jax away from the ropes as she was trying to interfere, and also threw her into the ring post. When Lash goes after Chelsea, Tiffany rolls her up for the win and pinfall. So it'll be interesting to see how that storyline arcs. Chelsea Green, a fan favorite, seems like she's turning face versus heel, and it'll be interesting. Will Tiffany embrace that, or will they flip-flop Tiffany back to a heel? You had Trick Williams in the ring with Little Yachty talking about his WWE U.S. Championship. Out comes Carmelo Hayes and demands a match, and Trick ends up accepting it. And these guys had legendary matches back in NXT. During the match, which was a pretty good match, Ricky Saints comes to ringside, ostensibly to support Carmelo, but he then became a distraction. Carmelo had a roll-up, but the referee was out of position as he was trying to subdue Ricky Saints. Trick then hits the trick shot for the win, so all kinds of tension there between Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes. We had Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley against Fatal Influence, Fallon Henry and Lainey Reed. Really good match, one of the better matches on the card. Flair tags herself in for the pinfall. After the match, Jade Cargill, Meechin, and B-Fab attack Charlotte, Rhea, and Alexa Bliss. Alexa was on the outside. In addition to that, Fatal Influence got involved, and Jade takes out Rhea in the ring, and message sent. These two are fighting at the Clash in Italy next weekend. So, again, more to come on that, but they still have a six-man tag team match to get through at Saturday night's main event, which we'll cover in just a second. We had Damian Priest versus Solo Sikoa. This was set up because Tama Tonga said, Solo, we're outnumbered. We need to establish our family as dominant. Our family is fractured with the whole Jacob Fatu, Roman Reigns drama with the Usos. He said, you have to take matters into yourself. So Solo says he's going to go to Nick Aldis, wants a match with Damian Priest, gets that match. During the match, Tala Tonga interferes. Solo hits the Samoan spike for the win. Tama and Tala end up beating on Priest after the match. Royce Keys comes in to make the save and knocks out the Tongas, but he does let Solo escape. And then as Keys comes over to check on Priest, Priest tries to choke slam Keys, not realizing that Keys helped him. There was a backstage segment later that Priest was fired up and said, look, I don't know whether you're with them or without them. I didn't even see who it was. Don't get in my business. I won't get in your business. So a little heat between the two as they kind of walk off. And then we move to the main event, which was Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn, which I spoke about just a few minutes ago. So, by the way, all of this news and all of this information is in my newsletter, which is not yet published, but it's a newsletter that I've been putting together, and it's on Patreon. I have not published it yet, but I'm trying to, gather as much information as I can on a regular basis, send that news out there to everyone along with match results. I'm definitely going to do a weekly issue that summarizes the week that was, in addition to a podcast talking about it. More to come on that, but just wanted to let everyone know about it. Let me just go to Saturday night's main event really quickly. And by the way, tomorrow I will have a AEW Double or Nothing preview show, and may even do a post show, not certain yet, but might happen. But for the preview show, it'll be tomorrow, and I will get that up and recorded. I do not believe that show will be live. I think I will record that one. Tonight, Saturday night's main event is from the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm going to see from a ticketing standpoint, what I can find here on how many tickets they've sold so far. And I will get that to you as I go through some of the matches for tonight. But it's a pretty good card, and I'm not certain how long this show is going to last tonight. I'm not sure if it's set for 2 hours, if it's set for 3 hours. It is aired on Peacock, which probably provides a little more flexibility for the show. But the card tonight, again, it's from the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum, just 2 hours north of me in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's interesting because I probably could have gone to this tonight, decided not to, though. Let's see. I do have updated ticket information. So the venue holds 11,454 people. They have distributed so it holds 11,455. It's set up for 11,047 seats, and they've distributed 10,620 tickets, which means there's 427 available. This was just now updated. This is on WrestleTix on Patreon. And again, that show starts tonight at 8 o'clock. The cheapest tickets available right now are going for $66.80. It doesn't look like they really blocked off a whole lot when I look at the arena. So just very scattered tickets available right now. So you're going to get a 6-man or 6-woman tag team match. Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and Rhea Ripley against B-Fab, Jade Cargill, and Michin. This is a good match, kind of a follow-up on Friday Night Smackdown, adding an extra person for the Bliss, Flair, Ripley team. And, of course, they're fighting tonight, B-Fab, Jade Cargill, and Michin, and not Fatal Influence. I would kind of be surprised if Fatal Influence didn't have something to say in this match by the time it was done. I have heard the WWE is really pleased with the performance of JC Jane and her teammates on Fatal Influence, so I wouldn't be surprised if something happened there. Honestly, given that Rhea Ripley is going to face Jade Cargill at Clash in Italy, I would be very surprised if Jade and team did not win this match, which would set up for next week, which I think Rhea is going to win against Jade Cargill at Clash in Italy. So we'll see, but that's what I'm thinking. Fatal Influence gets involved, but Cargill, B-Fab, and Michin win it. And honestly, this could lead Alexa and Charlotte maybe to go off and fight Fatal Influence at some point on their own. We've got the WWE Women's Tag Team title match. Brie, Bella, and Paige, the champions, against the Irresistible Forces, Lash Legend and Nia Jax. I don't see Brie and Paige losing this one. The Irresistible Forces, they held the tag team titles. I don't see them getting it back at this point in time. I think there's too much going on in the tag team division right now. Too many good teams. Alexa and Charlotte, B-Fab and Michin potentially, or some form or combination of those two and Jade Cargill. So you've got a lot going on right now. I can't see Brie and Paige losing the titles. You have what has now been clarified as a non-title match between Becky Lynch and Sol Ruca. This should be really fun. This should be good. Sol, the young upstart, Becky, the veteran, Becky, the best talker in women's wrestling, perhaps. Sol Ruca is going to be an absolute star in this business. I think she wins tonight, given that it's a non-title match. Probably sets up a title match at some point in the future. But Sol Ruca is the future of WWE and the women's side, and I would not be surprised if she beats Becky Lynch tonight, especially since it's a non-title match. Intercontinental title match, Penta, the champion, against Ethan Page. This is one where I could see the tag team titles changing, or the Intercontinental title changing hands. Ethan Page is really well liked by the higher ups in WWE. They like his work ethic. They like how he wants to learn. Boy, this guy has come a long way from AEW to Ring of Honor, where he had a nice little run in Ring of Honor, but when you're on Ring of Honor, it means you're not getting pushed. Ends up at NXT, gets the North American title, does a run with the North American champion, ends up at WWE, did a great job on NXT, and now is with WWE. And I think he wins the title tonight over Penta, and I think WWE just wants to push him. So that would be my pick for that. And then we've got the World Tag Team Championship between the Vision, Austin Theory and Logan Paul, versus the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. The WWE has talked about wanting to beef up their tag team division, but this is one where I do think there's been some heat between Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, and I would not be surprised if that snaps tonight. And I'm not certain how it would happen. I think it would probably involve Seth Rollins somehow getting involved and doing something that hurts Dawkins and Ford. And Dawkins has been the apologist. Ford has been snapping about it. Maybe it's time for them to break up. Montez Ford could be an unbelievable singles wrestler. I've heard this for years, and he does great work in the ring. So we'll see. I would expect Seth Rollins to somehow get involved with this match. I will say that the Vision, actually, I could see this as a disqualification. I'm not sure who would win it. Maybe it's a disqualification, and the Vision does win it because Seth gets disqualified, costs the Street Profits the tag team championship, and just would not be surprised by all of that. So that's what I got. Again, just wanted to get on here on a live cast and record, see how it works. And I will record this as a podcast on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts as well. I appreciate everyone listening when I go live in the future. Provided this one all works well, I will make sure to let everybody know. I hope you enjoy the show tonight. And again, I'll be back at you tomorrow with my baseball ratings and then a separate podcast for AEW Double or Nothing. Until then, have a great night.